Good morning, I'm Scott Moon. I'm going to do a video for scottmoonwriter.com and my YouTube channel, Scott Moon Writer. And it's a bittersweet moment. It's Thanksgiving of 2017. I'm really happy to do this. I woke up at about 2:39 to, how shall we say, not sleep, because I have insomnia issues. 20 years of shift work. Yay. Thank you for that. But I decided I want to read one of my books. And if you'd been in my car with me the last half an hour, you'd have seen that I already did, but apparently the video didn't take somehow. It said it was recording, but my camera lost it. So I got some Black Rifle Coffee Company coffee. This is just black. I love this coffee. I'm not getting any type of endorsement or affiliate link or anything from it. I just like coffee. This is run by all veterans. It's really good coffee. It's small batch, roast to order, and I like it. And I like to support veterans. So that's why I'm doing that. The book I'm going to read today, my voice is going to be shot because I've already read this once, excuse me, is Bayonet Dawn. Bayonet Dawn by me, Scott Moon, is military science fiction. I was never in the military. I wanted to serve and didn't. Long story. We can talk about some other time. And but I'm going to read some of this. First, I'm going to drink water and clear my throat 35 times because I already read it once. So annoying when technology fails. So we'll see how far this goes. Bayonet Dawn, SMC Marauders, Book 1 by Scott Moon. Dedication. This book, as always, is dedicated to my family and all those who have taken the considerable risk of believing in me. It is most especially dedicated to the growing team of advanced readers from every corner of the world. Thank you. I have a bunch. That's really awesome. I have some highlighters, so I may stop and make some highlighting notes to this paperback. And I have some neat bookmarks. And I also have my coffee, which I almost just spilled. Thank you. Things are going well. Excuse me. That's really going to be annoying. I hope that doesn't continue. Anyway, so here we go. Chapter 1. Contact. Sergeant Priest grunted as his boots hit the ground. He kept his eyes up and his weapons ready. Mission parameters scrolled down one side of his helmet, heads-up display in his helmet. This wasn't his first rodeo, or his 10th, or his 100th. Brookhaven was an older colony, one of the first to be terraformed by more than 0.01%. Politically, the planet and its corporations were stable and boring, until someone stockpiled weapons and space-capable transport ships. The SMC 343rd Marauder Zulu Recon Company arrived by an ultra-high-altitude, low-opening U-halo in the blackness of local night, then secured a landing zone for a light infantry battalion. Not that the regular Marauders would be needed for this mission. "Grab and go, boys and girls," Captain Piper said as he stowed his parachute and moved to the front of the formation. Unexpected Intelligence Update Number 1 states the hostiles have a small contingent of void trolls acting as perimeter security. So watch out for the big dummies. The captain tapped the side of his helmet, which was lighter, the lighter version preferred by recon Marines. Basically, it kept boys and girls from bumping heads and provided a place for neural inserts to process information. He looked back and smiled. For an officer, he seemed to love being in the field. Starship Marine Corps Gunnery Sergeant Priest saluted, never sure how to act around the boisterous officer. A kinetic round, unseen and unheard until it struck, vaporized Captain Piper from the neck up. Priest flew backward from the shock wave. His back struck a fallen tree. Wind rushed from his lungs. Stars danced with his helmet visor threat assessment icons. Contact. Sniper artillery, Corporal Avon grunted, then fell as the second round took him in the chest, leaving a hole big enough to throw a football through. "Go dark," Priest said over the mission comlink, trying not to reveal his struggle to breathe. "They expect us to climb to higher ground, so let's haul ass down that river valley and regroup on these coordinates." He consulted the Milsat GPS dedicated to the operation and moved, wondering how many of his friends had been killed. His lieutenant was not the type to hang back in a situation like this. So as I'm reading this, I can pause and clarify things that occurred to me, which will be fun. So the first original video had all kinds of neat comments in it, but it's gone forever, so whatever. I'll try to slow down now that I'm relaxed from reading it the second time. Her silence in the wake of Captain Piper's death suffocated a large swath of reality. To Priest, the moment of enemy contact felt like the void of space, with the weight of an unseen mountain crushing down on his unit. Damn, Corporal Henrietta McCraw, the newest and lowest-ranking member of Zulu Recon Company, said as she ran. I liked Piper. That dude was cool for an officer. Squad leaders, let me know when your fire teams are en route to Rally Point 001. Do it on the move. That wasn't a dissident Union artillery sniper. Crap, McCraw said. Void trolls, a heavily accented French voice said. Captain Piper was always fucking hated void trolls, God rest his soul. Priest listened to Frenchie, who wasn't French or even Earthborn, but liked to play up his nickname. The man's physique was a question mark, head too big, short-cropped blonde hair so thick it could belong to a lion, massive shoulders and torso, and delicate hands to make a piano player jealous. Growing up in various gravity wells and pressurized environments had influenced his epigenetics to the near edge of randomness. What are we going to do when we get to the rally point? Frenchie asked on a line-of-sight proximity link. Priest conferred with Lieutenant Uriah Jameson of 2nd Platoon on a secure link, confirmed each platoon would continue independently rather than try a larger recombination of Zulu Recon Company, and adjust as the situation changed. Geography and hostile forces split the ZRC, which could operate independently to rescue and recover Dr. Mark Robideau. Oh, one more thing, Priest. I had a visitor in the confusion. Sending her back to you now, Jameson said. Sorry about Piper. I know he was a family or friend of your family. Thanks, Priest said, then addressed Frenchie on the proximity link. The mission is still a hostage rescue. One scientist, that is all. If it turns into a full-scale war, most of our support units will be retasked. We will recover our target and exfiltrate. Roger that, Frenchie said. Priest opened the link to the platoon. Listen up, we have 10 minutes to address casualties and fatalities. Once we break contact with enemy forces in the area, we will continue toward the objective. Squad leaders acknowledge. Enemy forces comprise dissident Union medium infantry and supplemental void trolls. Units checked in by the numbers. Most sounded out of breath but calm and professional. How many of the trolls is what I'm wanting to know, Henrietta McCraw said. Priest didn't respond. She hadn't really asked a question. 5 minutes, and we are moving out. He recovered Captain Piper's dog tags and remains. The burn bag was smaller than normal, with no head to incinerate. After a slight hesitation, he recovered Corporal Avon as well, annoyed with himself for remembering the man owed him $20 from their last poker game. An icon flashed inside of Priest's visor until he activated the link with a retinal double tap. Instead of a comlink, he received an abbreviated text. Lieutenant Lacey, inbound, received. Listen up, people. Lieutenant Lacey is en route to rendezvous. Let's give her a big first platoon welcome, Priest said, annoyed that Lacey was back. Life was easier without an officer. Piper hadn't counted. Captains were like popular uncles in the Marauders, not affecting day-to-day operations in the field, unless they got their heads blown off. He took charge of his squad and allowed the lieutenant to adjust fields of fire on the move. She was good. That wasn't his problem with Lacey. He just didn't like her. Never had. As far as he knew, the feeling was mutual. Neither of them explored the reason. The platoon functioned better with a slight undercurrent of non-political, non-sexual tension. She kept him on his toes, without having to say a word. Excuse me. Lance Corporal McCraw spotted the lieutenant first, announcing to Priest on a line-of-sight, mostly private proximity link. There she is, Miss Fancy Face. Priest focused on his boss as a helmet that gave orders because her angelic countenance did not inspire martial bravado, unless it was to impress her, which he knew he couldn't. First Lieutenant Natalia Lacey was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen, even though he didn't like blondes. "Hello, lover," Frenchie said. "Stow that talk, Corporal. Not even on a private link," Priest said. The rally point was in sight. He directed his squad with hand movements, scanning the area with all visual spectrums and listening for danger. "Not as private as that," Lieutenant Lacey said. Her tone revealed nothing and everything. "I spotted a Void Troll division advancing toward this grid. Their vanguard is moving damn fast and making a lot of noise. I imagine they are moving to support their sniper teams." Priest waited for an order he knew he wouldn't like. I'm going to drink water now, and then coffee. "The mission is still the mission. We are in the worst position to bring back the doctor, so we will harass the enemy." "I hate you," Frenchie said. "You love glory and service to the UNA Starship Marine Corps," Lacey said. "Not really," Frenchie mumbled. A text message popped up in Priest's visor. Lieutenant Lacey, in command, shut him up. "Frenchie, stow it," Priest said. "This is about to get hot, and I need you in the game." The corporal didn't respond, which would earn him punishment detail whenever the mission was over. Priest had served with the non-earther long enough to understand that the man was just pissed off enough to be one hell of a fighter and still a team player. Bravo squad, take point and report," Lacey said. Priest signaled his squad to halt and set up security. "Get ready, Alpha. We are going to be the hammer in this equation." "Against a division of Void Trolls?" McCraw asked. "I'm with Frenchie on this one. Fancy Face is going to get us killed." "Gunny," Lacey said from somewhere near enough to monitor his line of sight communications without being visible. I'm going to read that again. "Gunny," Lacey said from somewhere near enough to monitor line of sight communications without being visible. "Get control of your team." "You heard the boss," Priest said. "There won't be an entire division, just their equivalent of us. Expect a pair of DU advisors, and remember what happened the last time we underestimated them." No one responded. He checked each member of his squad, then his flanks. Charlie's squad was on the high ground to the right, 100 meters, and covering another 100 meters with their interlocking fields of fire in the nearly mountainous terrain. Delta squad was on lower ground to the left, nothing like as neat as a tabletop exercise. He saw them with infrared, and only because their squad leader, Sergeant Ambibola, signaled him. The first Void Troll came quicker than expected. He had no sooner sipped from his water tube and tapped a stimulant patch on his neck when the monster appeared at the head of an animal trail opening to a stream 200 meters forward and down. "You ever seen a Void Troll in the flesh?" Frenchie asked. All traces of his mock accent vanished. "I've met a few with directed fire," Priest knew his words sounded distracted. The creature looked as though it were made of slick gray stone that reflected patches of the night forest around it. The sight of the giant stepping into the stream was like watching a psychedelic music video of silence. Water reflected the starlight sky onto its legs. An exploding crescendo of movement had to follow. So that's a break in Chapter 1. Given my foobar with not recording, I'm just going to stop there, because we don't even know if this one's recording. Move my bookmark to right here. So this is what I'm doing. I would like to talk more about writing and stuff. In the first video, I think I said something about trying to provide good content, but I'm a fiction writer, so I can talk about nonfiction stuff like how to write, how to start a writer business. We do that over at Keystroke Medium, keystroke.medium.com a lot, and I love doing it. It's awesome. But I've always struggled to provide some type of content to my various social media channels. See, in the original version, that was a lot longer story, but didn't really know what to do. I tried blogging a novel one time, but you're always worried about the quality when you're going that fast, and the copyright and stuff. But since this book, Bayonet Dawn, is obviously available on Amazon, excuse me, in paperback and digital book, it's available in Kindle Unlimited if you have a membership to that. You want to read along or read ahead or check and see how badly I butchered this with my reading. I think in the first version of this video, I also gave quite a bit of time talking about how I was just going to read the book. I'm not going to try to do voices because I'm self-conscious and shy. And this kind of came out of my kids and I, my 7 and 10-year-old, have started reading a page, reading to each other. Like we each read a page and just kind of go around robin like that. So that's fun. Anyway, so we're reading books. I'm reading Bayonet Dawn. I'm going to try to read the entire book. I'll try to read one chapter or one significant portion of a chapter each day until it's done. And I hope people like it. If you do, and I get this video uploaded correctly, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go over and like and subscribe to the Keystroke Medium YouTube channel, because that's awesome. And there's a huge group of people there that love writing and love science fiction and all kinds of speculative fiction, including, even urban fantasy. We have some romance authors that we've interviewed, and it's good time. So I hope this gets uploaded correctly. Happy Thanksgiving, and be safe, and have a great day. Scott Moon out, right?